It's October 5th, 2008. These are the Georgia Guidestones, supposedly set in place in 1980. They were commissioned in like 1979 by several individuals who wish to remain nameless, but were fronted by a guy named R.C. Christian, but that's supposedly a pseudonym or an alias. Each of the slabs has two languages on it, and all of them say essentially the same message with minor translation changes. What you see on that center slab is a slot that when you look through the other side, you see the sunset. Or you see the farm on the other side of the hill over here. Whichever you wish to think you're going to see, I guess. Supposedly it's about 2 degrees off from the way it was supposed to be set to be able to see that. Or 2 degrees off to see through another feature that they carved in it here. Not very well, if we look at it. This hole is supposed to be able to see the North Star, but as you can see, it curves a little bit, so it looks like it was of course done in two parts, one from one side and one from the other, which may indicate why it was curved. They just didn't do a very good job. Now, interestingly, there is a strange little dot right there. There's another one up there, and another one above it, and then another one closer in, and then we have this slot right here, which has a hole up here in the corner, as you can see, which supposedly at noon each day shines a light on it. Now, what those 4 dots and the hole and what have you mean, who knows? Now, this whole thing was built outside of Emberton, Georgia, known as the granite capital of the world, okay? Because they produce this blue granite here. And I guess it's the highest quality granite anywhere in the world, which is why they call themselves the granite capital. Also notice that the lintel up there has, each one has one of 4 dead languages on it. So you can see we've seen Russian, Chinese, Sanskrit, we've seen Jewish, and we've seen now English. So what are the rules written here that we're supposed to be following, I guess, according to whatever these people's beliefs were? Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Of course, since we're at about 10 billion right now, that means, or pardon me, 5 billion, that means we have to kill about 4.5 billion people. Okay, the second one is guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. Some people say that kind of sounds like eugenics. Okay, and unite humanity with having a new language. Okay, whether that means Esperanto, telepathy as some people think, or some other things, who knows. Rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. Now, does that mean just accept everybody, or does it mean restrict religion? Protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. So, establishment of the world court. I guess that was first supposed to be the United Nations, but of course we know how that's all worked out. Avoid petty laws and useless officials. There goes 90% of our politicians. Balance personal rights with social duties. That's one that most people have a big problem with. Prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. So basically, praise truth, beauty, love, and be one with God. Be not a cancer on the earth, leave room for nature, leave room for nature. Repeated twice. On everyone but the Russian one, but as you can see on the Russian one here, they kind of ran out of room at the bottom. Okay. It's also got it in Arabic, Top of this one is hieroglyphics. And of course, like I said, Chinese. Hello? Looks like somebody threw eggs on it. I believe that one is Sanskrit.
Vandals screwed it up, didn't they?
Yeah, it could probably be cleaned if someone wanted to spend the money.
It can be cleaned.
Yeah.
I'm from Elbert County anyway. I'm familiar with this one here. But somebody I'd read in the paper, local paper, where some of my vandals had sprayed it. And I was coming down the highway. I thought I'd stop and see what they sprayed it with. It's not wet. It's slick.
That's what I was thinking. It's almost like
a varnish or something.
Or, I don't know, would it be? Yeah, that's kind of hard, isn't it? Looked like egg originally, but.
Yeah, you see, it's not with your finger, but it's still, you can get it off.
Yeah, probably just a light sandblasting and knock it right off.
Yeah, they just have to use something almost like dust on it.
Yeah, or a walnut shell. That's what they use to clean turbine blades.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm retired out of Granite, but I was born and raised here. I used to run the plant for the guy that owned this quarry and manufactured it. He was former mayor of Elberton.
Anyone ever figure out who commissioned it?
Well, you probably heard the story, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
Well, let me put it this way. The guy I used to work for, and he owned the quarry. This stone come out of it, he manufactured it. He was behind it, and there was a mysterious man called Mr. Christian.
R.C. Christian, yeah.
Yeah, that was a bunch of bull crap, excuse my language, but Joe Finley, the guy that I used to work for, you'd have to know him. He liked publicity. He got a lot of publicity ideas. I mean, it's publicized all over the United States and then really overseas too. He got a lot of publicity at it, but he concocted this darn story himself. I told him to his face one day. I used to work for him, and he didn't deny it. He kind of, like it made him mad, but he kind of halfway grinned at me. But let me tell you, that guy, you'd have to know him. He loved publicity, and he got it.
Definitely.
But he made that story up. See, that's some very unusual size blocks to be quarried. You don't quarry something that big. Your normal blocks is 8 by 3 by 3, 8 foot, maybe 9 foot, 10 foot long. But these were special quarries.
Ah, okay.
You know, pyramid quarry.
Interesting name for it. Why did he call it that?
That's just the name of the quarry. It's just always been called Pyramid Quarry. It's still in operation. It's one of the deepest quarries here. You can look over in the hole from the top, and men's working on the bottom. They look about that high.
Oh gosh.
It's a hole. It's a deep hole. I mean, it's scary just to walk up to the edge. They got a cable railing around it, but it's scary just to walk over and look over it. Man, I tell you, you're talking about tough. It's
Maybe some type of plastic.
It seems like it's some kind of you've heard of like
An epoxy resin, maybe.
epoxy or chemical cement. That's what it reminds me of.
Oh my God, it's off. There we go. So here's the thing that says you what languages are on this thing. See, it says Russian, Chinese, Arabic, Hebrew, Hindi, Swahili, Spanish, and English. And on the capstone, I believe it's like Sanskrit and hieroglyphics and some of the others. There you go, classical Greek, Babylonian cuneiform. So right there. So the dead languages. Now I assume maybe that's carved on the top of it, but I don't know. Let these guidestones be to an age of reason.